What's up, everyone? It is Thanksgiving week, and I am doing my Thanksgiving prep. I'm in charge of bringing dessert to 2 Thanksgivings, so 4 desserts total. This is day 1 of my prep. The day before, no, today's Tuesday. I have a Thanksgiving tonight. Oh, my little baby's rolling around over there. So I'm making that caramel apple dip that I made in my last video, and I'm also making my it's like a cookie brownie thing that I make to almost every single event I have to bring a dessert to, or every single thing I have to bring a dessert to. You know what I mean? Obviously, I did not clean my house before. I'm trying to get this done as fast as possible. So yeah, come bake with me. Alrighty. Okay, so first thing I need to mix the softened butter. I think I need 3/4 cup. I think I'm gonna throw this in the microwave. Okay, so softened butter. Okay, and then we need the cup of brown sugar. I'm just gonna use a 1/2 cup scoop. It fits better. So I love these containers because this is the exact amount of like a standard brown sugar bag. And also it comes with this thing. And let me show you. You just get it wet a little bit and you stick it in here and it helps your brown sugar from hardening. I also put a piece of bread in there to help out too. And this is from the same set, the sugar. It has like a pour spout for it. So it's easy. Ah! Okay, that's done. I think I just stepped in baby puke. Okay, so the butter, sugar, and brown sugar go in first. Then you add the extract, the eggs, and then you mix that up. Now you add all your dry ingredients. Does anyone I feel like this time of year I'm like extra stressed, especially today. Like, I don't know how. I never gotten hives before in my life, but I woke up with hives this morning. I haven't changed much of anything. And yeah, baby, I know. I know. And just like so stressed out. So I think it's stress related. But I never gotten them before in my life. So there's that. 2 cups of flour, and then my baking soda and salt. I need 3/4 baking soda. Baby's first Thanksgiving is also just as magical as baby's first Christmas. Come at me, dare you. But I when my first started eating. Well, he was 9 months when the first Thanksgiving came around, and it was just so magical or so fun because it's just they get to try all these new foods, and when they're first eating, they're not very picky. But obviously, this one's not eating. He's gonna be 4 months soon, so he's not gonna be eating any Thanksgiving. But next year it'll be fun because he'll be just over a year old. And then you just eyeball some chocolate chips. This original recipe was with M&Ms, but my toddler is dye-free. So whenever I go somewhere, since my son has a dietary restriction, I try to bring something that he can also eat. So like if I'm bringing dessert, there's no dye in it because I want him to be able to enjoy it. Also, he's not much of a meat eater, so when we go somewhere and we have to bring something, I try to bring something that he will eat. So like corn, he'll eat corn, that kind of thing. So that's a tip for you moms who have a child with dietary restriction. Make sure you always bring something for them. Um, there's many times that we had to bring like a PB&J for him separately, and he doesn't seem to mind. He doesn't seem to mind being dye free. One second, let me mix this rice spatula from my Instapot. Okay, he doesn't seem to be mind being dye free, but since Halloween, he has been like being more curious about other foods because he's been dye free his whole life, almost his whole life. So Halloween, we let him have dye on holidays and birthdays. But obviously today is not the actual holiday. And also we try to stay away from it. But if he's curious and he wants to try something on a holiday, so be it, right? Choose your battles. But we've been trying to teach him to ask, is there dye in that before he eats something from a stranger? Or not, he shouldn't be eating anything from a stranger. Eating something from someone that's not mom and dad, to ask if there's dye in it. And it's just a lot of coaching verbally, like this is what you say, and if they say yes there is dye, you say no thank you, or something like that, or ask is there something that I can have, or something like that. I'm usually really good at bringing his own food, his own drinks, so he doesn't feel left out. But like for example, like if the other kids are having Fruit Loops, obviously there's going to be a visual difference, but he's just as content with Cheerios. And if he wants that sweet part of it, I throw a couple chocolate chips in there. It's not a big deal. And he hasn't been wondering. Also with soda, I mean, Sprite doesn't have dye in it, but I really don't want to open that can of worms. But like other kids are having soda, and in our house we usually just say, "Oh, it's an adult drink," and watch it. That's gonna bite us in the butt when he goes to school, telling people that like mommy and daddy drink adult drinks all the time. Anyways, but am I missing something? Because this doesn't look exactly the same. I think it's the butter. I didn't soften it all the way. So with like dyes and stuff. Oh yeah, soda. We're talking about soda. So the soda when he is with other kids, soda that we're letting him have is Poppy or Olipop, and it's only like it's not gonna be a weekly thing. Hopefully, it's just gonna be a taste. Last week he had his first like soda with the other kids, and he was so excited. He was so excited. He's like, "Does it have dye in it?" I'm like, "Very good, very good." So I have my cookie. I'm gonna put chocolate chips on the top. And it's going to go in the oven for 23 to 25 minutes. And put a little bit more chocolate chips. Okay, that goes in. His issue with dye isn't life or death or anything like that, like many moms who have to be super careful. But hopefully some of that advice will help. Or if you're just starting out on your dye-free journey, let me know. I'll be more than happy to make a video about the dye-free world. I've actually had quite a few of my friends reach out just recently asking about like where to get started, because it is overwhelming because it's everywhere, and it's pointless. So anyways, let me know in the comments if you want me to keep talking about it. If not, then don't say anything at all. Yummy. Next recipe is the caramel cheesecake apple dip thing. I need to go clean these off, and then I'll get started on that one. Where'd my bowl go? Here it is. Vanilla extract, heavy cream, brown sugar. Okay. I made this recipe in my last video, and I loved it. It was so good. So basically, it's like a cream cheese kind of base with caramel and pecans, and then use apples to dip it in. I did pick up vanilla wafers this time, and let me just tell you, it's going to make a huge difference. How many Thanksgivings do you guys go to? This year we have 3 Thanksgivings. We have one Tuesday before, which is today. We have two the day of. One is a lunch and one is like, I think we're just doing dessert over there. So we put 8 ounces of cream cheese, 3 tablespoons of heavy cream. Yeah, baby. That's about good. And vanilla extract. And 1/3 cup of brown sugar. Where's my brown sugar? Here it is. Okay. I put a little extra brown sugar in there. Okay. And then you mix this up, and this is like the base of your dip. Here we are. Let me take you in for a closer look for the rest of it. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. This is the container I'm using. I borrowed it from my mother because I don't have any nice serving dishes. And I used a plate last time, just a regular plate, and it was okay. Ew, that's gross. It went okay. But I think that if I use something like this, we'll get a better like ratio. Actually, I don't know. I'm questioning myself now. I'm using a smaller thing. I don't think I made enough. Make sure I scoop it out real good. When I like watch back on my footage, I just question like, do the other like people who make the same kind of videos as me have all these outtakes, or is it just me? Okay, I have to watch that. I think it's just because it's in a smaller container, it will be okay. Because I'm bringing 2 desserts. You know? It's not going to look too pretty. Oh well. My expectations and what actually happened is 2 different things, I guess, today. Next, you add your caramel dip. You just get it from the grocery store. I guess you could make it, but oh, jump cut. Ta-da! Last step is the pecans or pecans. Now this is some of the best part, honestly. So I'm going to be a little generous with it. Plus, it will cover up my mistakes. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. And you use apples or vanilla wafers or graham crackers and you put them in there. Oh, darn it. Good morning. It is Thanksgiving morning and I'm cranking out my very last 2 Thanksgiving recipes and I'm bringing dessert again. So I'm making puppy chow and I'm making Hershey Kiss cookies without the peanut butter. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Hershey Kiss cookies because I think that would take the longest. So yeah. I'm going to go ahead and throw my butter in the microwave to soften it. Okay, so I want you to mix in the wet ingredients first and then the dry. Okay, so the butter, the egg, tablespoons of vanilla, of, what's it called? I don't even know anymore. As you can tell, it's early. You probably can't tell by the lighting because I live in a very sunny state. 2 tablespoons of milk. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Okay. And then I need the sugar, so 1 cup of sugar. Since the last time I was recording, I have broken out in hives all over my body, and I don't know why, because I haven't changed anything. The detergent I've been using for like almost a month now, so that shouldn't cause it. Also, No change in diet, no change in anything else. So I don't know what it was besides, like, my only idea is stress. So I sure hope that it's getting better. But it's like, seriously, I never had stress related hives, and I don't have any major allergies. So, okay, so you're gonna whip together all the wet, and then you're gonna add the dry. Do you guys eat breakfast on Thanksgiving? Because I'm starving, but I'm eating a very big lunch, and I'm having another Thanksgiving tonight. So, lunchtime and nighttime. So I'm like, should I just stick it out and just have like a string cheese? I don't know. I'm adding extra salt because I did not use salted butter. I used normal butter. So I'm going to add extra salt. And I'm going to wait for that. And if I have to add more later, I'll add more later. I just don't want it to be too salty. So, then baking soda, and then I'll see if it needs more salt. Flour. Baking soda is half a teaspoon. I'm just going to do a little stir. I'm supposed to do a separate bowl. Guys, if you've been here long enough, it was probably awful, but I don't do separate bowls. Alright, I'm going to start rolling these out. It doesn't tell me what size of balls to roll them in. So I'm just going to use my best judgment. And if you know me, that's not very good. So these cookies really reminded me of those peanut butter blossom cookies minus the peanut butter, and they turned out so good. I do think I rolled them a little bit too big because I was reading that I should have 45 cookies, but I only ended up with, I think, 18, and that was even enough for me to bring to Thanksgiving. So I ended up just leaving it at home for my little family to enjoy later. The first day that we had Thanksgiving, I brought the cookie bars and the caramel dip, and I got a lot of compliments on the caramel dip, and it is super easy. So if you want to impress your guests or anything like that, that is definitely a go-to recipe to make. What do you guys usually do for Thanksgiving? Do you usually host or do you go to other people's houses? I've always wanted to host a large gathering like Thanksgiving. I feel like it would be so much fun. But with our small house, it's just not plausible at the moment. So hopefully one day my dream will come true and I'll be able to host an event like a birthday or a holiday. Even though a lot of people say it's stressful, let me know what you think. What's your go-to hostess tips? Speaking of feedback, how do you guys like these type of videos from me? I would like some helpful feedback, no hate, a positive sandwich, if you will, of some ideas of how I can make my videos better. But as of right now, I am stuck doing videos from my phone and with my little microphone. My husband did say if I have 50 subscribers by the end of tax season, he will buy me a nice camera. So make that happen. Like and subscribe. Send to a friend. Make them subscribe. And here is the very last step of these cookies. You unwrap your Hershey Kisses. After you take your cookies out of the oven while they are still hot, you gently push the chocolate chips or whatever they're called, Hershey Kisses, into the top of the cookie and kind of flatten them out. And the Hershey Kiss gets nice and gooey and melted, and the cookie gets nice and soft. I really hope you guys don't expect a step-by-step directions because obviously that is not my strong suit. Put out these cookies. They're starting to brown a little bit more around the edges. There we go. Much better. And you just put chocolate chip or the Hershey Kisses in like that. Yeah, these feel a lot better. I wish they told me how big to make these cookies because I feel like these are too big and I don't have very many. I mean, if I just want to leave them at home and we eat them, I'm okay with that too. Time for puppy chow. And if you make puppy chow, you need Big Bertha. This is Big Bertha. I borrow her from my mom. Oh, I borrow her from my mom because my mom does some canning and stuff like that. So whenever I make puppy chow for the holidays, got to get her out. Ugh. Stay right there, Bertha. Okay, first thing I need to do is my chocolate chips and my peanut butter. How much peanut butter? 3/4 cup. How many ounces are in a cup? 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. It says 16. What? So 8 fluid ounces in 1 cup. I need 3/4 cup. So I need like 6 ounces. This has 16. So, am I doing that math right? I don't know, you guys. I wanted to double the recipe. Okay, so let's double it. Double it. So that's 16. So it's this whole jar. Okay, if I double it, double 8, 16. Okay, so it's this whole jar. So this recipe or puppy chow is kind of like WIC friendly, WIC inspired, because the peanut butter and the cereal, which is, in my opinion, the most expensive parts, are both covered. So you don't have to buy the chocolate and the powdered sugar. So I'm doing like 15-minute intervals, no 15-minute, 15-second intervals. Make sure that this sucker does not melt on me or it does not burn. Need 3 cups of chocolate chips. So I have my peanut butter and chocolate mixture. You see that? You see that? Okay. So I'm going to add them together. This is still melted. Yes, I'm going to add them together so it's easier for me to mix them. And also I'm going to put in a little bit vanilla extract. So 3 teaspoons as we're doubling this recipe. 1, 2, 3. That's done. Mix this sucker up. I'm going to pop this back in the microwave for just a second to make sure that's easily spreadable. Y'all, it was so embarrassing watching back this video and realizing how long it took me to do those conversions. And guess what? I didn't even do them right. I should have put just 12 ounces of peanut butter in. I put 16 ounces. And that's low key embarrassing. I used to be a math teacher. I taught 6th grade math and then 6th grade math again, and then 6th grade math and 7th grade math. And here I am struggling to figure out my conversions, or maybe it's just because I'm on camera, I'm stressed out, I'm trying to get this done quickly before my kids get up from nap time. Maybe it's just that. And I think low key, my stress and anxiety around filming comes from trying to get it done so fast. So maybe in the future, I'm going to try and get maybe like a babysitter or someone to watch the kids while I film so I can actually focus and read the directions and do my conversions all the way. That might help. All right, I'm going to start putting this into bags so I can put powdered sugar on there a little bit easier. I'm going to try and do half and half. All right, I'm putting about 2.5 cups of powdered sugar in each bag, and I'm going to shake it. So 4, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Good.
I doubled it.
Huh?
I doubled it.
The outside.
All right, that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.